invocation always becomes successful. To begin this auspicious occasion, let us invoke the Almighty, and I request all to stand for Tamil Thai Valthu. Thank you. Every morning is ready to welcome the sunrise to commence the day cheerfully. I request Dr. S. Srinivasan, Vice Principal and Coordinator of IQAC of our college, to deliver the welcome speech.
லைன்ல இருக்காரா மேடம்? சார் லைன்ல இருக்காரா?
ஜாயின் ஆகலைங்க சார்.
Okay, ma'am, you can go ahead. Welcome address. Timamla, ma'am.
Sir.
You can go ahead. Welcome address.
Okay, sir. Good evening to all. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose the welcome address on this memorable occasion. Let me first of all start by giving a glory to the God Almighty for making today's occasion a grand success. First and foremost, I welcome our special guest, Dr. P. Lalita Madam, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, Bharat Ratna CLR Rao Research Center, Avinashi Lingam University. Despite her busy schedule, who has found time to grace this occasion. It has been our pleasure to host all the participants of the webinar. The participants were very enthusiastic. I welcome all the participants for the virtual coming to PARVATHY'S Arts and Science College to attend this webinar. I am sure that the participants must have been benefited by attending this webinar. I would like to welcome our Honorable Secretary, Rotarian N. Sridhar, who is the backbone of our college, and our Director, Mr. Praveen Srinivasan, who encourages and gives his wholehearted support in all our activities. I welcome you, sir. I welcome our principal and vice principal for this plenteous support for this webinar. I welcome you, sir. I welcome all the HODs of our various departments and faculties from various departments for their valuable contribution and encouragement. Last but not least, I welcome all our colleagues. I expect your cooperation to make this webinar as a grand success. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now this is the moment for the presidential address. I request our young and energetic director, Mr. Praveen sir, to deliver the presidential address.
To one and all present here. This is Praveen Srinivasan, Director for the College. Today I am given this opportunity to address the various staffs and students who are very much interested in knowing and learning new things. Today I am going to talk about the current online system, education system. So it is a very competitive world where everyone are provided an equal opportunity to explore and learn new things from net. So there are tons of websites and beautiful contents for what we require as per our needs. When you master yourself to explore those, we can make use of our time more productively. Nowadays, even huge MNC companies are changing their operation culture to work from home and making sure that their efficiency does not reduce. So this is becoming a trend now. So working from home, where you are at home and doing your work at the same time. So for many employees that is satisfying. For some it might not be. But by doing so, you must always be optimistic and learning new things. That is, in this way, you make sure you get time for yourself. So all the employees have like 9 to 9 as their working time, most of them. Some are 9 to 1, 8 to 1. So their working time changes. So now they get their family time too. So many people nowadays, like in this generation, are missing out their family time. Working class people and many employees and many cases are in such ways. So this is a correct way or a better way of taking the culture forward. So doing work from home or even working from home will be one of the future in our ways. So in this ways, we can provide many opportunities even for students and staff. So at PARVATHY'S, we promise to provide a quality education. Even our interview process is such, so that we find passionate professionals to create fruitful generations. So staffs are preparing twice as much as regular sessions for the online sessions to convey the best of their knowledge to the students. Not to say even the students are showing utmost interest in attending the classes. To students, I personally need to say that there are various different ways of looking at things. Take this as an opportunity to explore more of your talents in the fields of your interest. Time is something which is irreversible in any manner. Utilize your time in a productive manner as we are always running out of time. Make sure to identify yourself before 27 of age, so you can be relaxed developing yourself in the future. All in the movies, games and fun, etc. can wait, because after 27 you can find time to watch movies You can do. You can spend some time for yourself also.
Hmm?
You can purely learn when you are in college. If you get lazy now, you are missing out a big deal in future. So do not wait. Show your passion towards learning new things that will help in your life. This online education platform provides you with various opportunities to make use of it, and don't hesitate to explore yourself. So make sure you make use of this opportunity to explore more talents and yourself, and never hesitate to explore. Because if you get lazy, once again, if you get lazy, you are missing out a big opportunity in life. So this is a time to explore yourself. So make sure you do that and have a great life. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable and strengthening message you have given. Now, this is the time for felicitation. I request our principal, Dr. Sugumar, chairman of IQAC, to deliver the felicitational address.
Honorable Secretary, Dr. N. Sridharan sir, our energetic and energetic director, Mr. Praveen Srinivasan, our vice principal and IQAC coordinator, Dr. J. Srinivasan, IQAC NAC steering committee coordinator, Dr. M. Tibamalar, all the department of our PARVATHY'S, participants, my dear most students. Safety evening to all. So this is a very critical situation. Last 2 years, the teaching fertility is struggling because we are in the traditional mode of education in the earlier days. But after this COVID-19, we learned a lot. Every day we are learning something new. This COVID-19 teaching us how to change our structure, how to change our moralities, how to change our system. So in the earlier days, we simply go to the class, teach the lesson, use the blackboard, then we come out. But last 2 years, every day we find some new technologies to inculcate in our career. Because in this present scenario, this is important. It is mandatory. If we want to survive in this situation, technology, invention, innovation, creativity, these are all the areas must be covered in our teaching background. In this COVID-19, you should be very safe. This online session has started in our PARVATHY'S family with the concurrent of our management, cooperation with our faculty members. We are doing this is a third program in our PARVATHY'S family. IQAC is coined, that is intellectually property rights. So before that, I thank Ma'am Dr. Subhasini, Department of Chemistry, Avinashalingam Institute of Home Science and Higher Education for Women, Coimbatore. Unfortunately, we are not able to have Ma'am. On behalf of management and principal and faculty members, I thank Ma'am Dr. B. Lalita, Associate Professor, Department of Chemistry, Bharat Ratna CNR Rao, Research Center, Avinashalingam, University, Coimbatore. So thank you ma'am for your immediate concern to deliver IPR. In this present situation, we should know the value of IPR. In the if you are a commerce student, we know very well about that. Copyrights, patents, industrial patents, logos, trademarks, industrial designs. So these are all those things is constructed or designed with your specialized or your own. So why we are going to concentrate in this IPR? This intellectual property is increasing your values because we are going to give new one to the society. Example, our Covaxin in India. We found the medicine for this COVID-19. This is also one of the mode of IPR. So we have to get more information from Ma'am Dr. P. Lalita regarding this IPR. I hope that the session will be very useful to you. I congratulate the NAC steering committee and IQAC coordinator to arrange this IPR session for the society. So once again, I thank our chief guest and our management and IQAC and participants. Thank you. Have a nice day. Farida ma'am, you can proceed.
Thank you, sir. So, good afternoon to all the dignitaries and to the participants. So, I think I will share my presentation now.
Madam, before that, we have to introduce yourself, madam.
Yes, Farida ma'am.
I want to introduce yourself. I am Dr. Bhunendran. Okay.
Where is Farida ma'am?
It is a great honor for me to welcome our chief guest, Dr. P. Lalita. And it's my privilege to introduce our chief guest of the day, Dr. P. Lalita, Associate Professor of Chemistry, School of Physical Sciences and Computational Sciences, Avinasilingam University for Women, Coimbatore. She has graduated BSc Chemistry and MSc Chemistry. She was a gold medalist in both UG and PG courses. She has completed her MPhil as well as the PhD degrees, and her thesis was highly commended by the external examiners. She has over 22 years of research experience, and Dr. P. Lalita is an eminent guide for 12 PhD candidates, of which 5 have been awarded degree and 7 are in progress. Dr. P. Lalita is a distinguished professor having 22 years of experience in teaching different courses to undergraduate and postgraduate students of chemistry at the Avinasilingam University for Women. For her pioneering work, she has received several awards and honors. Particularly, she got the Great Indian Award in the field of education, Best NSS Unit Award of Tamilnadu State NSS Cell for the year 2010 under her able guide leadership, and Best NSS Program Officer Award of Tamilnadu State NSS Cell for the year 2010-11, Mentor Inspire Program of the Department of Science and Technology, India, and Tamilnadu State Award for the Best NSS Program Officer in the year 2014. I feel proud to say that our chief guest, Dr. P. Lalita, is the life member of Associate of National Science Department of Chemistry and Environment, life member of Indian Society of Technical Education, life member of Indian Council of Chemists, life member of Journal of Current Science, life member in Pharma Research Library Group. He is known for wonderful administrative work and contribution to institutional activities. Presently, she is the coordinator of Bharat Ratna Professor C.N.R. Rao Research Center, Avinasilingam University for Women, Coimbatore, co-coordinator of Center of Manufacturing Research and Emerging Technology, Avinasilingam University for Women, Coimbatore, and member IQAC, Avinasingam University for Men, then member Academic Council in the same university. She has submitted 8 international property rights application to Indian Patent Office for research. She is well known for her work in the field of education. Besides, she has been a known author for several books and research articles. She published nearly 150 research papers in reputed journals, authored 15 books and 20 book chapters. She had organized 38 seminars and conferences and delivered 72 guest lectures in various pioneer institutions. She was the principal investigator of a research project for the amount of 15.44 lakhs funded by DRDO, LSRB, Government of India. She was the co-investigator of research project worth rupees 19.78 lakhs funded by Technology Development and Transfer Board of the Department of Science and Technology. At the outset, I feel proud to have her as a chief guest for this national level webinar on intellectual property rights and patenting. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. The hard part of the webinar has arrived. As expected, now I humbly request our distinguished chief guest of this webinar, Dr. Lalita, Associate Professor of Chemistry and also Coordinator, Bharat Ratna CNR Rao Research Center, Avinashalingam University, Coimbatore, to address the gathering.
Thank you, sir and madam. Good afternoon to all the dignitaries and to the attendees in this meet. It is a great honor for me for having inviting me. In fact, Dr. Subhashini was to address this meet, but I'm given this opportunity and I'm thankful to the dignitaries and the organizing person and also to Dr. Deepa Mallar who invited me. So let me begin with my presentation. I'm sharing my screen. In case if it is not seen, you all can just tell me. And thank you, sir, for your nice words of introduction. I hope my screen is seen now, shared.
It's visible, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. So as sir was saying, the topic given to me is IPR and patenting. So before we go into what is actually IPR, I have some of the interesting patents which I found and I wish to share to all of you all. You can see this is one of the most interesting Google social media comic strips. So by we can share the status, WhatsApp status in the form of comic strips, and Google was awarded this patent in the year 2013. And this is a very interesting patent of Apple. So Apple's self-deploying screen protector is being patented by the company. Just like in our cars, no, when we travel, if there is a bump, we have those airbags to protect us. Same way, this Apple iPhone, this has come with a bumper wherein when the phone falls to the ground, facing the ground, the bumper will sense the ground and it will immediately come out, it will pop up and it will protect the screen from cracking. So this is a very nice patent which has been recently awarded. And you have Ford seats for self-driving cars. So we can just sit back and enjoy the ride. And this is how the seat looks like. So actually there's a man who's driving there, but the seat, the cover is given to that person, which looks like a seat. So this was actually used for a testing to see the reaction of people when such cars were on the road. It looks like as if it is a self-drive cars and there is no driver in it. So this is also a technology which was patented by Ford. And you have NASA's weather predictor, which is actually a very small device which can measure the small fluctuations in the ambient magnetic field, and that will warn us before an earthquake or a major storm. So this electromagnetic activity can pick up any small sort of magnetic field and it's like a warning. So this has also been patented. And you have one interesting recent application is that Nike's golf glasses. wherein it has a processor and it includes a ball tracking system which can compute the multiple outcomes of the golf swing. So this is a new techie element to this golf game. And then this is all known to us. So it is Amazon Super Drone, which is also being patented of late. And IBM's futuristic comfort wear. It is a smart wear, a technology which can adapt itself depending upon the surrounding. So it is proposed, it is an incredible application in the field of textiles, like it's a smart wear. So I just gave some few examples to tell or to find out what are the new inventions which have now come and which are being patented. But that doesn't mean that patent is off late, it is recent. But the history of this intellectual property right protection, everything dates back to several million years ago, wherein even in the tools which the several million years ago people used, they had those impressions. So they even used to protect that. But only that the way of protection was different. Like in earlier years, I'm talking about 2 lakh years ago, the protection was through unethical or sometimes through lawful procedure. That was a traditional way. But now we have a systematic procedure with a legal system. So what I meant was by an unethical means was, we all know that how Drona asked Ekalaiva to offer his right thumb as a Guru Dakshina. So this is what we mean by unethical practice, a way of protecting the intellectual, because he thought this bow and arrow, no, so that he wanted an Guru Dakshin. Similarly, Taj Mahal. Shah Jahan, it is heard that Shah Jahan has chopped the hands of all the architects who built Taj. So this is also a sort of unethical intellectual property which was practiced earlier. But we don't have all this now. Today, the intellectual property of India is protected it is taken in a very legal way and in a very systematic way. And you have the protection of intellectual property of India governed by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry and also by Ministry of HRD Development. And there you have the Industrial Policy and Promotion and also Department of Education, which looks into the patents, designs, trademarks, like you have joint registrar for trademarks, and then you have geographical indication registry, and also you have the registrar of copyright taking care of all the intellectual property in India. So coming to this word intellectual property, we need to know what this intellectual property is. So what does it exactly mean? We can say it is a right which comes out of the intellectual creation of an individual, maybe in the field of scientific, industrial, or it can be in any artistic domain. It can be a product or it can be the creation of the mind. And as we said, it includes patents, designs, trademarks, and copyrights. And generally, this intellectual property is classified into industrial property and copyright. So industrial property includes patents, trademarks, and designs, etc. And this intellectual property or a patent, it is a movable asset because we can either buy it or we can sell it or we can license it for a period of say 20 years or so, and we can even exchange it. So it is well classified as a movable asset. And what is the need for this protection? Because that is the key element for maintaining a very competitive market. So as I said, we can classify them into industrial property rights, which covers the patents, traditional knowledge, trademarks, geographical indicators, trade secrets, industrial designs, etc. They are classified as industrial property rights. So you may think, why I have used the word industrial, not intellectual property rights? That's a broad classification. So industry means because that innovation or invention has been taken to the market, it has become applicable to the industry. So that is classified as industrial property rights. And then you have copyright and related rights like literary work, artistic work, some electronic databases, etc. Then we need to know what we can protect. So if we have any invention, it can be a brand name, it can be a sort of protocol or a method or any symbol like that we can patent or protect it. Like outer shape or configuration of a product. When I say this, we have to just remember that Coca-Cola bottle, that shape, no, that is even being patented. And sometimes the labels, cartons, brochures, because when we look at the logo or the cartons, we need not even read whose logo it is. By looking at the logo, we are able to identify the product. So even those labels, cartons are all now protected. And when it comes to our creative thinking, where we draw or we write some articles and essays, we can even get a copyright for it. So these are some of the things which we can protect. Now, we often come across these two words, innovation and invention. Now, what's the difference between two? Actually, if you transform our new thoughts to tangible ideas, then that is called as invention. So we are transforming thoughts to ideas. We can call that as invention. Whereas if the same invention is taken to the end user, that is, if it is made into an application, then we can call that as an innovation. So invention must be new to its field, whereas innovation necessarily need not be, but except in specific situations. So invention means it should have an idea, and there should be some originality, genuinity, and it should be blended with imagination, and it should be there should be some necessity for that invention and some creativity. All that blended gives you what is called as invention. Both invention and innovation, if you see, both are novel and they are potentially practically they are applicable, but invention means it is mostly theoretical, whereas innovation means it is introduced to the market. So we can say that invention is a scientific fact, whereas innovation, it is an economic fact which is put into practice. So that is why when we speak of entrepreneurs, we say that even though they have invented something, they have to bring it to practice. That means that economic factor is also involved there. So innovation and invention put together is what we call as entrepreneurship. So we have to be very clear with these two words. Invention is mostly not theoretical, but innovation means taking it to the market for practical use. So I can give you a best example of gramophone. We all have seen that gramophone was an invention, but this iPod, which is easily carried and it is very user friendly, which is available very much easily in market, that becomes under the category of what is called as innovation. So it is a similar concept only, but that was a scientific idea. We can have it at home and listen, but this innovation can be carried even in pockets. So coming to the word patents. So we need to know what is this patent. We can say it is an incentive which is given to an invention. See, a researcher spends his brain and his effort to find out something. So it is an incentive given for that invention, and he doesn't have it to himself. What if Edison had that invention to himself? We would not have this light at all. So even Edison patented his invention. Okay, so it is an incentive which is given for disclosing the invention. And by way of patent, we are able to get some money and invest more in research and development. So, and that also encourages industrial and economic growth, and patent is a need for private property protection. So we can say that patent, it's a statutory right which is given by the government to an inventor for a fixed period of years. We have to understand that it is only for a fixed period of years. So this patent, when it is granted by the government, it will exclude the other people from manufacturing, from selling our product or using our protocol, etc. But after that duration, then that becomes thrown open to public. It is in the public domain, so anybody can take and use it. Say, for example, if we apply for a patent and we are given a patent for 20 years, then maybe for 20 years it belongs to us, after which we can renew, but it will be thrown, in case if you don't do, it will be thrown open to the public. It comes to the public domain, so anybody can use our invention. So for